This is Toya with the Blue Lighthouse Mantle. I wanted to talk about some dreams that I had. Not a lot of details. Because I get interrupted a lot by the time I get to dreaming, and it gets good because I'm a light sleeper. Any kind of noise will wake me up, and if someone is coming through the door or near the door, my little grandpup, he will bark, so it wakes me up. But the first one, I was dreaming, this was from the 10th, 5:09 a.m. In this dream, a man was putting a substance on people to make them unable to move. So that was the whole theme of it. He lives in an apartment building. It was 3 floors. The building was just it's 3 floors, and it appeared that it was only like 3 apartments, one on the first floor, one on the second, and one on the third. And then there was another room or what have you, like a lobby or something to that effect. Did I say it was beige? It's like a really light beige looking color. And where it was, if you were driving and looking for it, you would really have to know where you were going, because it's like if you're going on the street, you would have to turn down another street and then go down, and it sat back. I don't know if I'm explaining that right, but off the street driving, you wouldn't be able to see it. And if you had turned on a certain street, you would still have to drive down a road to be able to see where it was. And on the, you know how the buzzer? So on the buzzer part, it'll show like the person's name and the apartment number. I saw, what did I say? The manager, a nurse, and then a person. But the person was the father of the nurse, and the nurse was the manager. Am I explaining that right? Did you get me? And either the father or the nurse / manager owned that whole apartment complex building. Or it was the nurse / manager that owned the building. But the nurse / manager and the father were the only 2 that lived in this building. All right. This man, okay, I said that. I never did see the father. And I said I felt like he owned the whole building. And behind the building, let me say this might explain it better. So like I said, the street, you couldn't see it. But once you turned and then went down, that was like do they call that a cul-de-sac? where it's like a half circle. That apartment building was in a half circle. But if you were at the building, there was like a little walkway that led to another street. And right behind that building was a home. And in the home stays there lived this teenage boy. And that teenage boy would do odd jobs for their nurse slash manager. um, it went back and forth from that apartment building to like a hospital setting, because I can remember walking behind someone. I'm seeing somebody walking, and you know, you're in a dream and you're following them. And I looked to my right, there was someone sitting on the side who had a sloth, a baby sloth, a real, actual sloth animal. Um, so I said, I saw a person holding a sloth. I walked past it and then went back to take a closer look at it and thought about the movie Zootopia, because I was explaining to someone in the dream. It was odd because I was like there, but then also observing it as well. But the me that was there was trying to explain what a sloth was, or how to recognize a sloth, or something to that effect, because I thought of the movie Zootopia, and the sloth worked in the DMV. I hope you watched that. It was a really cool movie. I enjoyed it. Yeah. The man handed me a stuffed toy on some type of animal that could fly, and it had a string around its neck, and it was trying to fly up, but me holding the string kept it down. And he would follow me in this hospital. He was near a janitor's closet or some type of construction area, because I could see like the painter's cloth on the floor. I could see like cans of paint, even though the cans of paint didn't have a name on it or a color. I couldn't see inside of it. I just saw a silver can, with a handle. And they were in different places and different types of tools. I watched him take a guy into, now this is back at the apartment building. There was an office, and he took a guy into the office, and the guy was on his stomach on a desk, no clothes on. And say that this is his body and this is his butt. My hump is his bump. On his back in this area, just before the crack, on the right hand side, this man had a stick. If you're in the hospital and you see those long Q-tips that they use, it was one of those with some kind of almost clear, but it was thick and glue-like. Kind of reminded me E6000, if you ever used that. It was on that, and he was rubbing that into his back in that one area. What I just heard was that was something to numb the area. He was going to operate on him. I didn't get that when I first had the dream. In the dream, I said I did not see what he did to him because I felt like he was coming for me. So I left there. So as I was watching him do that, the person, the nurse, I don't think he saw me physically, but he felt someone watching him. And we know that if you do anything in the spiritual realm, people can see you in the spiritual realm. And I think that he saw that I saw him. Yeah. And what I also just got just now, there was a previous dream I had. I was in a room putting on clothes or taking off clothes, I'm not sure which. But I was talking to my mother, the one I know is my mother. And it was like we were having an argument. And I said something to the fact that I know what you and that man did. And the dream, after something else happened, the dream shifted to I'm out somewhere. I was like in a parking lot with no cars. And it seemed to be like in the 60s, 70s, bell bottom-ish, with them shoes, with thick old sole, long leather coats. It was like that time. Because even in the room, that's the kind of clothing I was putting on. Anyway, I was talking to this Caucasian man. You know, we would get along, just talking, having a conversation, and something came over me, and I didn't say anything to him, but the guy saw how I was reacting after the thought came to me, and I knew at that moment, he knew that I knew who he was. That just came to my mind after reading that. So, if that is the same person, I don't know. I think even in that dream at the parking lot, I had said, I know what you did. And I felt like he was a bad man. You know, I also understand things have been done spiritually to make me forget a lot of things. And I'm not saying that in a way to be a victim. I'm saying that as I am a dreamer, and I've spoken a lot about my dreams, and sometimes you don't have to even speak about your gifts. People know. Some people know before you even get here, before you're even born. They know who you are. They know what you come here to do. And as I mentioned, I'm here on a mission. There are other people whose mission is to stop, delay, those who have missions that were sent here by the divine. That was a sidebar. You know, a part of me wants to be in fear, but the other part of me is like, there is nothing to fear. I'm protected. Got over poisonings, got over many attempts in my life, car accidents, people trying to kill me in hotels, choking me, people doing the things to me in my sleep, sending this nasty, goopy stuff in my throat so I can be quiet. It's all real. I used to didn't talk about these things. But now that I am sure that I'm safe, I think I feel safe enough to say what it is I need to say. And someone will hear me. Maybe not today. Right now, I don't have any followers. I don't have anyone watching my videos. But I'm not really doing it for a whole lot of followers. I'm doing it for those who need to hear what I have to say. I'm doing it for those who may be experiencing the same thing and might think that they are going crazy or their mind is playing tricks on them. And I'm here to let you know I've been there. You're not crazy. Your mind is not playing tricks on you. Those divine gifts that you have, they are very strong. And if you have them, that means that you have a lot of coverage, a lot of people to watch out for you in the spiritual realm. A lot of angels watching over you, a lot of beings that are looking out for you. And that's in the spiritual realm. But you also have a lot of people here that you don't know, that you may know, but don't know that they would have anything to do with the spiritual realm. They are watching out for you as well. I've learned with just in my family alone, many people talk a good talk about the spiritual, about them being Christians, um, being believers, talking about God, talking about Jesus, going to church all the time, proclaiming, but behind closed doors, it's something absolutely different. And people who, not everyone, but a lot of those that talk about God, what God are they talking about? The God I know would not have me proclaiming Him and then allow me to be in my closet at midnight lighting candles and mixing up dirt from a gravesite, or getting hair or DNA from someone you don't like and making dolls so you can stick pins in it. The God I know wouldn't want me to do that, or wouldn't allow me to do that. No, not for long periods of time. But we know that I don't know where I was going. I think I was going to say something to the fact that you can only do that for so long. Now, it may be decades that you do it, but at some point before you transition, it's going to come up and come out. Especially now. There may have been times in past where people have taken things to their grave. And people in 2025 truly believe that they're going to take some things to their grave. But that time is past, that time is up. It can no longer happen. Okay, I had another dream. Totally forgot. Alright. So initially with that dream, I was thinking that the man was putting that stuff on them to make them incapable of moving so that he can have sex with them, which could be the case. But as I said earlier, what had come to me at that moment was that he was organ harvesting. Yeah. So if it's your right side, I should know this because I'm in the medical field. Or maybe I was at a different angle, so I was thinking it's something different. So if I'm looking at it, It was the side closest to him. So that would have been the person's right side. Anyway, what's the other drink? mm Okay, this is bullet points. So this must have been something that just came to me. And there's no date or time, so this is out of nowhere. Parent or parents molested him. He's in a situationship with someone who is trying to kill him. He was cursed as a child. Well, I keep saying he, but I don't have a he or she on there. It just says cursed as a child. Failed to sacrifice me. You have to pay. That's all I got on that. I was around. There's no date on this either. I did that one already. So, in this one, this was a vision this morning. You know how you wake up and you might just lie there? And I could see wherever I was sitting, it was on land, but I can see water. And there was a building across the water from me. And it had these tugboats. They were like a small boat with this one part where the person that drives the boat was there, but it was covered. And the rest was open. If I'm explaining it right, there may be a tugboat, I don't know. But it was these tugboats. And I had to have been sitting there. I don't know if I was in the house. Hopefully I was. Because it looked kind of chilly. Let me not say that because I don't know. I didn't even see people. I just saw the boats. Now the boats were coming and they were going. But at some point, the water was getting high and then would get low, would get high and get low. I just heard I was a tree. So I'm a tree watching the high and low tides. Because you know how they do time lapse. Sun, then sun goes down, sun comes up. So that's how it was. And the water was going with that. That's the only thing I remember. I just heard New England. I am seeing a rain hat. Usually you see yellow ones in the movies, but this wasn't yellow. This was like a grayish color or something. Or maybe I'm seeing it in black and white. think I have some more things to do when it comes to figuring out that first dream I was talking about. I just asked, was that something that had happened to me? I gotta know. I said, was it someone that I know that this happened to? No. So, whatever was happening with that man, it wasn't around me or anyone that I know. I asked, is that something that he'd done before? I got a yes. And I got, that happened to 12 people. And he was in another place. And the other, I heard 16, so if it was 12 where he's at now in my dream, wherever he was at before, it was 4 people. And the only reason that he left from the first place where he did the 4, is because he had to come and take care of his father. People do not know that his father is dead. So, that nurse manager father passed away. I don't know what he did with his body. Yep. That must have been the truth. That nurse manager, father's passed away, but he did not tell people that his father was gone. He's living off his money. He's using it to take care of the building. That man's father didn't hurt him, but his mother did. She did something to him. Sorry about that phone call. If I don't know the number, I'm not going to answer. The man is not my state. Of course, I'm not around a lot of water anyway. I mean, there is water nearby surrounding my state, but sorry, not where I am. Well, be safe. I just heard he was grooming that little young man that left behind him to do what he does. But the boy wanted. He lives with his mother, and that's all they got. And I guess apparently she doesn't pay attention to him. All this time, the only thing I can keep hearing is healing. The word healing. Is that for me? For them? Are you sending healing their way? Well, thank you for that. I asked, were they going to accept the healing? No. You know what I just realized? Someone is always watching. Always watching. Well, if you're good people, I hope this helps you to catch whoever this is. And if you're someone that's bad, I hope that it helps the good people catch you. So be it. And on that note, I will see you next time.